Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. This is a Beko WX842430W. I found it on the street. It did a spin and drain perfectly for me, but then when I went to do a cotton 60, I think it was, it leaked all over the floor, and I traced that back to a fault inside, and there's previous videos of both these experiences. A little hose had come off, so I fixed that hose, and it should be working fine. So now I'm going to do a dishwasher tablet wash as a service wash. So normally I'll throw in some rags with it, but this time I'm going to do it on its own. Tablet in, door closed. Let's turn it off and let's turn it back to cottons. Let's get it right up to 90. And a fast spin just for fun. And we'll give it an extra rinse. Adds a few minutes there, and it should all just work fine. I kind of like the styling of this one. It's obviously just a regular machine that they've bunged a really big door on, which is the way things are. People want this big door thing now and this big view, and that's fine. I also gave, you can't see it through the dust there, I gave the rubber a bit of a clean, and I'll give that another clean maybe if it's still dirty after this. Water's coming in. There's a bit of water in it already. You can see it filling up there. And that's it, it's off. And this it's got 238. It should agitate for about an hour or more, I think. Maybe an hour and a half. There's the little tablet rolling around. You hear that banging is the tablet falling down. And as the water heats up, that should dissolve. I can't see it anymore. So over here, I've got the drain out hose into a bowl, so that it's just drained out a little bit already when it started, I think. So that wasn't here, that was dry. So it was dry when I put the hose into it first. Any dirt or stuff that comes out, we'll be able to see if it's got a damaged spider or that kind of thing. I don't expect it to. I think this machine's 2017. Thanks to those in the comments who suggested that. I suspect that's right. It's a pretty new machine. It's got quite a high water level there, right up on the door. Okay, I'll leave it to it and come back to it during the rinse out. There won't be much else to see. Or during the drain out even, is what I should say. It's quite full actually. I should do a pretty good clean then, I hope. Okay, I'll come back to it in time. It's looking good. After a few minutes, half an hour maybe or so, I don't know, you can do the sums yourself. It's got a lot of bubbles in there, which is good. The water looks pretty clear though, which is also good. Quite happy with that. The door seal's holding pretty well. All good, I guess. So we're down to an hour and 15 minutes now. You can see it still looks good. That water looks really clear in there. You can see right through to the matrix of the drum. It hasn't pumped out. I would like it to. I'd like to catch it ideally after the first drain off, and then at the end, and just look at the dregs in the bowl at the end if there is any. I think it's going to be quite clean really. I should have checked as well. It's on a 90-degree wash, so like I can't leave it there. I could touch it, but I gotta take it away. So it's getting up to 90. You know, it is really hot. So that's excellent. That'll give it a good sterilize as well, which I'm quite pleased with. Right, back again. It's finished, but it's still got water in it. The power's, it's gone to end. Something weird's going on there with this machine. So it's gone ahead to end. Let's turn it off. Let's turn it back on again. The reason I noticed, I wasn't paying attention, there's very little water come out. There's a little bit in the bowl there, but that's all that came out of it. So it's still in the machine. So I don't know where it got stuck, but it doesn't look like it's even finished the main wash. So let's go to spin and drain again. I've done this one before. Press start, it's going to spin, that's good. Pump should come on, it should pump out. And there it is, it's pumping out. So this machine might just be rubbish. And it might do some things and not others. But that water's coming out nice and clean. There's a couple of little tiny snots in there, but that's not bad. Some of the stuff I've seen in these machines that I've found pretty crazy. So that'll do a spin and drain, but really I need a rinse as well, because that's just draining out what may be the main wash water. I don't know what's gone wrong there. It's kind of strange. I'll do another test wash in it because I've got some rags I want to wash once this ends. But I guess I'll add that into this video. I'll do a rinse after this. I'll come back. I'm not going to watch it spin. Did that the other day. What would that be then? A pressure switch issue maybe? I don't know. Like, it took on the water and it heated up okay. Maybe because it's 90 it might have exceeded the heating time, maybe? Just making stuff up now. So I'll come back to it when it's done. Like, it won't spit out any more water. It shouldn't anyways. It's pumping again there, but I find it difficult to imagine that that was all the water that was in it. Given that it was up on the door before. Where did that water go? Like, it hasn't leaked. It hasn't leaked. It's quite bizarre. It can't have jumped out of the bowl. And I haven't been back in here. This is quite a mystery. Like, the water when it was resting was right up there on the glass. But then when I came out, it was right down at the bottom. You know, it dropped a few inches, which is at least a couple of bowls worths. Well, at least one. I'll come back at the end and see if anything's changed. This is bizarre. So it's gone to end and little more has come out. Like, nothing much. I can't imagine it doesn't out. I should have tested the water, you know, that's what I didn't do. Can't be making a mistake. Water can't jump out of that bowl. Right, dirty rags. Let's get you going. It's only just ended, the interlock's still on. Okay. More rags. These are the ones I used to clean it up earlier. It's still locked. Oh, wait for it to open. Just put some soap in. It has this thing here, which I don't really understand. It sits in there. It doesn't fit on the pre-wash side. It only fits on the main wash side. I don't know what that is. Are we there yet? There we are. Okay. Let's get this stuff in. It's still hot in there actually. Feel the heat. So that means maybe hasn't done a rinse properly. I don't know what's happened on that cycle. Let's give it a cotton 40. Let's see what happens. Hose is going in to an empty bowl. We will see. So we're a few minutes into it, probably more than half an hour. I don't ever trust the times on these things because they seem to adjust depending on what's in them. We've got some dirty water there, but that's sensible because the rags that went into it are pretty dirty, or they were. And it's just agitating away. It seems to be more tumbling than lifting and dropping. Still not got any confidence in this machine, and you can see the water levels right up there to the door. It's a 40-degree wash and that feels quite warm, but I can leave my hand on it, so it's probably about 40 degrees. It's doing alright. So we're probably over an hour in. No water's come out yet, but it's getting good and dirty in there. It's still nice and warm, so it's got to pump out eventually. It's still in the wash phase. Soon maybe? So it has started. It's pumping. One bowl. It's emptying out and it's going into a spin, so it looks better. I'm not sure what happened the last time. See, I would have had this much water in it, so I really don't know where that water went. It can't have disappeared. So there's 3 bowls, and then it will spin and get a little bit more out. It's quite warm, that water. So this is a Cotton's 40 degrees 1400 spin. It sounds like it's bringing in water for a rinse there already, is it? Yeah, okay. Without spinning. Maybe it's... I don't know what it's doing. Now, interesting. So it's done a little bit more water there. Hasn't really done a spin. It almost took in a little bit. This is just 2 seconds later. I basically turned around and came back. It's still in the wash. That's still warm. It's still flashing for time, 38 minutes. But it's like it's stuck. It's paused for a minute. I don't know what that is doing. Maybe it is broken. $37 minutes. Oh no, okay, it's doing something. It didn't take in enough water to rinse, and it's still on the wash cycle, so it's not rinsing yet. And it did a spin before when it was just doing spin and drain. So now we're down at 35, and it hasn't really done anything else. It turned it a few times, you saw there, but hasn't done anything since then. Maybe it's scared of rinsing. Weird. At this point, oh, like it's just tumbling a little bit. I don't know what it's doing. It's drained out already. Should have taken in a bit of water to rinse. 34 minutes. Don't know. So it's pumping out again. Maybe it had more water in it than I thought, and that was the rinse. Maybe there's a partial rinse in the end of the wash cycle. Minutes. So maybe it's going okay. We're down to 30 minutes and it's still in the wash part of the cycle, and now it's spinning a bit. And it's shaking a bit because it's not completely level, but that's okay. 29 minutes. So hopefully it'll go on to rinse and everything will be okay. So it's just gone on to rinse. Taking on more water. 29 minutes. That's the remainder of what came out there, so there's about 4 or 5 bowls came out. I think I was just getting nervous over nothing. Might be fine. I was waiting for it to fill up and I was just looking at it and I didn't quite notice. I thought it hadn't got any water in it yet until I looked way up here. It's quite full of water for that rinse. It's quite a lot in it. But that's okay. From my point of view it's okay. From the water board's point of view, that's almost half full. It's a lot of water. "21 minutes now and it looks like it's building to a spin. It's still in the rinse phase, of course. And that's full of water. So I presume all that rinse water's gone out, and there's a bit of sand there, but I guess that's because I used the rags to wipe up the floor. I don't think that was in the machine other than in the rags, so that's okay. Looks like it's building up to a spin. Maybe we're working again. I'm not sure what went wrong earlier. Yeah, a bit of a mystery. So it's moved on to spin. 10 minutes to go. And the water in it's quite clear. There's a bit of fluff there. Pretty clear. A bit more grit in it by the looks of things. Yeah. A little bit more grit. It's not an issue. So 10 minutes and it should do a spin, and I guess that's a successful test wash. So the dishwasher tablet didn't work from 90 degrees, but a 40 degree wash did work. So I guess I've got to try another 90 degree wash to see what happens there. And I might do a video, a full sequence of a super short, just to see what it does. We're going to wrap it up in 10 minutes, or now. 6 minutes. It's happy enough. Wobbling a bit, but a little bit more water came out there on the spin, and it's not up to speed yet. It does appear to be ramping up. It's down to 3 minutes. I really don't think that that's doing a 1400 spin just from the noise that's coming out of it. But it might be that it's getting a lot of feedback from the unbalanced load. Could be the issue. So 2 minutes to go. It looks like that might be the end of it. Tiny bit more water came out there. Nothing much. So I presume it'll try and shake the clothes loose now. And then 2 minutes. And the door lock should open as well. I originally thought this was quite a nice machine, but now I'm a bit suspicious about it. I don't really know what's going on there. I could always chuck a brick in it, given that I didn't pay for it. Don't know what to do with it really. There's one thing falling down. That's good. That's what it's trying to do, I think. Okay, we'll come back at the end and just take the laundry out. So we're at the end. Door's still locked. I don't really understand why it can't wait for the interlock to go before it goes to end. There we go. That laundry's still pretty damp. I'll put it on for another spin just to see what happens. I promised I'd clean out that door rubber, but I haven't done it yet. I'll put this on for a spin. I'll wrap this video up anyways now. Not sure what's going on there. 12-minute spin and drain. It should go up to speed. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments or ideas about what happened there, leave them below. I can't understand where that water went. See you later.